So much suffering, so wanting things to be different than they are. My name is Casey Berard, and I am a focus coach, and I would like to offer you some wisdom that is tried, tested, and true. Mainly that there are givens in life that we can't escape, that can bring us peace if we sit with them and we hold them. I hold them sacred. I hold them as being things that affect me, that affect my enemies, that affect my loved ones. That how I can change them is to transform them, but to accept them. I learned this really first from the Buddha, from Christianity, from all sorts of religious texts, but more clearly and more easily, David Richo summarized them in his book, The Five Givens. And I want to share them a little bit with you now because they just changed my life, making it transparent, like serving them up to me on a silver platter and letting me know that it's not just me. It's not just my feisty soul that is being tormented and tortured by these givens, but that everyone has them. Through good times and bad, they are going to exist. The first one, everything changes and ends. And this can be for good reasons and for really challenging, crummy reasons. The cycles and seasons of nature. I live in Canada and it's quite dramatic. Summer shifts to fall and boy, it gets cold. And then it gets even colder when winter comes. Everything changes and ends. The human life cycle is not eternal. It will change. It will end. Plants. Dinner will have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Like all these basics, we can bring them down to the microcosmic level and take them right out to the whole universe and see how things begin and end. So that's one that grounds me and nourishes me, just accepting that that is universal. The second one that I'm going to share is that pain is a part of life. Now, I like to bring in my own personal experience with that in saying that suffering is optional. And I call it clean pain and dirty pain. I like to get in the space where if I accept these givens, if I know that they are not personal, if I know that some of them I cannot change and that there is beauty and grace in accepting that, pain can be experienced as part of healing. It can be experienced as part of that change, and I can move forward from there. Speaking of pain, another given, we'll call it given number 3, is that people are not always loving and loyal. Okay, yep, I've done some cheating and I've been cheated on. Definitely not loving and loyal. I have also seen people change their minds or change their needs or wants, and that looks like not being loving and loyal. Ironically, me changing my mind can be being very loyal to myself, but not to the other person. So this is really grounding to know that that is universal, that all of us at some point in our life will be treated with some kind of unfairness from I'm skipping ahead, but they all go together, right? They often are coming together. So I'll say number 4, that life is not always fair. And number 5 is things don't always go according to plan, which you can now see how they're all intermixed. That someone might not be loving and loyal, which causes things not to go according to plan, which causes things not to be fair. And it can be not fair if you're the one getting ditched, or it can be really fair to you if you're the one pursuing your dreams or your hopes or that sort of thing. So these are things that I float around in my brain all the time. I use them as spiritual practices to meditate with, to pray with, to really ground myself in the impersonalness of these givens. That it's not the world's conspiring against me. It is just part of being a feisty soul on a very earthy planet. So I hope these 5 givens help you, help ground you, help soothe you that you're not alone in the pain and the change and the unfairness and the disloyalty that can happen in life. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments. If you want to share how the 5 givens have changed your life, or at least accepting them have changed your life, I think it would be really inspiring to other feisty souls to know that accepting these really transforms our brain and our spirit and our heart. I just want to wish you blessings on your path, and I hope you stop suffering and love your life.